Happy day before Valentine's Day. I have not posted in a couple of days. I figured out that I only want to post when I have something to say. I just want to show you guys my cool shirt. That's strange. I wanted to get it in there, but he couldn't see it. I just wanted to say that I only want to post when I have something to say and something to talk about. I don't want to force it, and I don't want it to be something that I don't look forward to. I only want to do this when I basically want to, which is most of the time, mostly every day. But when I don't want to, I don't want to post gibberish about nothing that I want to talk about. So today I'm going to talk about, because I found something to talk about always, what's on my Google history. I'm kind of nervous. I haven't even looked at it, but I just thought this morning, I'm going to do Google history because that's embarrassing and nobody likes to admit that stuff, and I'm sure it's going to be something embarrassing, but I'm going to tell you. Yeah, so I'm going to do that, and then it's not going to take very long, but then after that I'm going to do my Muse, which changes probably every 3 or 4 weeks. I always have a Muse, and they always are inspirational, successful, real, famous, dead, from the past, present, or future. I don't know. They come out of nowhere, and they hit me, and then I'm obsessed for weeks at a time, and then I'm over them, and I'm on to something else. So there's that, and then I'm going to do a little reality recap about TV shows, celebrities, and everyone basically in general, my opinions on people. It should be fun. I have actually vowed, though, that I am no longer going to be mean. I rewatched a couple of my videos. I literally, just so you all know, I literally record these, sequence them in, and don't watch them. I just list them because I'm sure if I rewatch this, I wouldn't want it online. Anybody looking at or hearing themselves talk is not fun. So I did rewatch a couple this past couple of days, and I realized I'm pretty mean. I'm actually kind of a mean girl, and that's the opposite of what I want to be. I don't want to say things like that. So I'm going to refrain from being mean or judgmental to the general public. I don't think I said anything generally bad about a specific person, but just people in general. I don't want to call people names and things like that. So I'm just not going to do that anymore, and I'm going to stop saying I swear to God. Okay, so this is embarrassing. I wrote down my Google history. Here we go. The first thing, just don't judge me. Yours is probably worse, so I'm just being honest. This is my history. So annoying, of course. My latest, this will go into my later issue of Muses. Miley Cyrus is the first one. I've just literally been so obsessed with her for the last couple of weeks. Came out of nowhere, hit me out of nowhere. That usually happens when I have someone really inspire my life and what I'm doing. Just randomly, I listened to one of her songs. She actually annoyed me. The whole MTV thing and the VMAs and how just really scandalous she's been. I really haven't ever liked her. I was too old when Hannah Montana came out. I missed that by a few years. By a few, I'm giving, I don't know, a few years. I missed it. She was Hannah Montana, and then she came out with this movie, and it was kind of okay. I went to go see it, but I wasn't into her music, and I didn't think that she was going to be relevant at any time soon, any point. But after this VMA performance, I was really disgusted by it for some reason. Now that I realize how great of an entertainer she is, I realize that needed to happen, and that she's so smart for doing that. She's 21 years old. At that time, I still pictured her as like a 16-year-old, so I just felt disgusted by it. But really, I'm 25, so she's really only 4 years younger than I am. And when I was 21, I was probably doing the same stuff, a little more clothed, a little more, and in a club. She's just doing what any other girl her age would do. If she wasn't ever, a Disney star, she wouldn't be looked at like this. And I guess I'm going into my opinions on celebrities, so this is all going to be kind of a mush. I don't think that people get what she's doing yet, but I think that people are coming around to it, and they're going to get it really soon. I can definitely see that. I'm not one to just go with the crowd about people that you like. I'm actually pretty much against everybody. I liked Britney Spears even when the whole head shaving thing came down. I'm really not into the whole follow the crowd. Unfortunately, I'm going to be following the crowd in probably a month or so. When people start realizing that Miley Cyrus is the new it thing, it's going to be like a cult following. I'm telling you, I know it sounds crazy, and I know a lot of you are just looking at the screen like, what the hell is this girl saying? But truthfully, what is this? What is this hair? Truthfully, I really feel that the world is going to get it soon. Maybe not in the next couple of days or a week or two, but really soon people are going to get that Miley Cyrus is the new thing. She really is. She's my new muse, and I feel like she's really all about being herself and growing up, and she's really going the next step and the next level to make herself an icon and a pop star and not Hannah Montana. So that was my first, back to Google search. She was my first, and I'm actually, this is images that I'm telling you guys. So yes, I looked up Miley Cyrus images. I also looked up the most desirable women on the planet, which is a Perez Hilton post. So I read that and I looked at the images. It was kind of shocking. I didn't know who the majority of the women are. I'm just out of the celebrity world. I have no idea what's going on. This one, I'm obsessed with butts, and it's because I have like a fat one, not like a nice fat one, just a fat one. And I'm trying to get it a nice one. So I looked up butts after squats to see what they look like to compare to mine, and they don't look anything like mine. Okay, so these are all embarrassing. Clear shoes. I'm not a stripper or a dancer. I will show you what I mean by clear shoes. It may not sound very fashion forward to you all, but I read a lot of magazines, not read. I actually browse a lot of magazines and look for inspiration for my photo shoots for Unlocked Vintage. I like to get a lot of accessories and stuff like that. I like shoes, hats, bracelets, jewelry, anything. I just really like getting really nice standout pieces to go with all of the vintage and bring it into the modern world. Like, a lot of the stuff is old, and if you just saw it hanging on a rack, you wouldn't think that, oh, that would look good with these shoes, and that would look good with this, and I could modernize this. I really like to bring in modern pieces to show that the pieces that I'm selling can be modern if you know how to style them. This is what I mean by clear shoes with the clear heel. Very in the fashion world right now, probably not anywhere around Maine where I live. Definitely won't see anybody walking around in these besides myself. But these are very in the fashion world, and they go great with pretty much anything. They're just white and clear straps and a very chunky clear heel and that big ankle buckle. So very in the fashion world, not in where I am. I'm totally behind the times here. It's all about plain Jane, whatever, I think. But that's my style, and I'm sticking to it. So I looked those up, and then I bought them. Okay. Retro hairstyle. So this is another thing. It pretty much all ties into the photo shoots that I do. I like to really bring in modern and bring in not so modern. I like to bring in the old. I hate saying the word vintage because it's so annoying to people, and it's annoying to me. I've been saying it so much in the last year and a half. It's like I'm done saying the word. But retro hairstyles is what I looked up. So that's one of them. I'm so stupid. Rob Kardashian fat is what I googled to see if fat pictures of him. I don't know why. I'm awful. Victoria Beckham haircuts. I'm not getting one. I like my long hair. But I do get an urge every so often, more than normal, to change my hair completely. I actually did have a Victoria Beckham cut before with like the shaved. It was like shaved in the back and really long in the front. In short, I did that, but then I bleached my hair, or I bleached it before, and it all fell out, and it was just literally all one length, and it was like this weird cut. It was like this. The longest part was like right in the middle of my head, and then it all went up and up. It was just weird. It was the weirdest haircut I've ever had in my life, and it was just awful. I'm not cutting my hair, but I like Victoria Beckham's way she had it before. I looked up vintage shop organized, so this is looking forward to the future. I do this a lot. I Google vintage shops on the inside and just look at images of how people set up their vintage shops. And I really like how there's like couches, and I don't want to give away all my ideas, but I really like the idea of it being very open and almost like a coffee shop, and maybe even have a coffee shop inside. I don't know. I'm really trying to figure that out, but it's not going to happen anytime soon. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it will, but I research that a lot. I like to see how people set up their vintage shops. A lot of people go by colors eras, and I don't know, I'm very into that. I like to get inspired by other people's ideas. I'm not stealing anything. Closet organized. I actually did organize it a little, but I'm actually going to go through and give away all my stuffy office clothes. I don't need my office clothes anymore. It's weird, like these frumpy ass clothes I've been wearing for 6 years. I'm done with them. I don't want them. So if anyone's looking for frumpy office clothes, I got a lot. Okay. Okay, so this is the last thing that was on my list. Surprisingly, it was on there multiple times. This is embarrassing, but if you really think about this, it's more from to be inspired and just visualizing your goal. And it isn't all about this. I don't want you guys to get the wrong impression of me. It is not all about this, but it's definitely a huge factor in the reason I'm doing this, to support myself and my family and to be comfortable. So I researched multiple times piles of money. And this is images of piles of money. I looked this up, people. I looked at these pictures on Google. This is my porn. Big piles of money. But, I mean, I'm not ashamed. I think it's really inspiring, and a lot of what came up was the pictures from Johnny Depp's movie. I love this movie, Blow, with them sitting with all the drugs and all the money. That's a good picture. I want to blow that up, and I want to just put it right back there, nice and big, so I can just dream, not the blow part, but, oh God, I'm getting myself in trouble here. Okay, piles of money. Not that that's any better, but I looked up piles of money. Okay, so that's that portion of my blog today. So that was just my Google research. So let's continue. So like I said before, this will be my Muse section. So now, obviously, my Muse right now is Miley Cyrus. I just love her. I love her style. I love her sexiness. She's really putting it all out there. And, you know, don't get me wrong. I don't think she's the most gorgeous person on earth. She has a really pretty face and whatever. She doesn't have a great body, I don't think, but she exudes sexiness. It's like she doesn't have very many qualities about her that are like, wow, she's hot. But the way she carries herself and like her deep voice, and I just think that is so sexy, and it makes her so much more attractive. It's how comfortable she is in her skin. I really like that in a person. So for the past few weeks, it's definitely been Miley Cyrus. Before that, it was Sharon Tate of Roman Polanski's wife that was murdered in the Helter Skelter, which is the Marilyn Manson cult murders. She was my muse for a long time. She is just, it was the 60s. She was in Valley of the Dolls, which I saw this past year for the first time. Can't believe I've never seen that movie. It was just terrible, but so good at the same time. I just love to see the fashion, like truly in the moment fashion, not just still pictures of it and histories and books and writing and all that, which I do a lot of that research, but I really love seeing a movie from a certain decade in a certain time period where they're live in front of you, moving in these beautiful outfits and costumes and move on these, I don't know, I love all of it. And to see little details, if any of you do vintage anything, just to see the little details in the movies, it's straight from that decade, so you know it's not props, and I mean it could be, but it's really from that time, like the phones, the TVs, the shoes, anything, the hats, the glasses, right down to the pens and the paper. Everything is different, and it's such a cool thing to be live and watch that and not just be reading from a textbook. It's really cool, or reading online. It's just, that's the most inspiring thing to me, is watching movies from the time periods that I'm researching. That's not to mention that's very fun to do. It's better research than just searching the internet. I do a lot of that too, but sitting down and watching a movie and just having a big nice notepad to just take notes on, or like my phone just to take a picture of the still shot. I just really, really enjoy watching old movies, and I always have been drawn to them, but I've never looked at it the way I do now. It's just, I soak everything in, and everything means something to me when I'm watching those. So there's that. So a couple of my muses. I've definitely had a lot in my life. I've definitely looks wise, I've always liked Jennifer Love Hewitt. I really like, I mean, I have like bangs now. This is a little. So, oh, this is something else that Miley Cyrus. I don't know if she had one of these, but I know she wears ear cups a lot. But I found one and I was like, this is like totally Miley. She just is Miley. So no, whenever I have a Muse, I definitely try to take on some of their persona. And I flourish in it for a little while and definitely try to morph it into my own thing. I've always liked Britney Spears, always been into her, even if everyone hates her now. I really like her. I really like I said, Jennifer Love Hewitt. I went through a thing, Demi Lovato, I really liked her during the X Factor, like the first year she did the X Factor, I really liked her. There's just been way too many. I like Katy Perry. I just like strong women, and obviously Beyonce, but everybody likes Beyonce, so I'm not going to say Beyonce. Okay, so this took way longer than I thought. I was going to do a reality recap, but I guess I'll do that tomorrow. I will do a full reality recap tomorrow. I will make a list, I'll go through all my shows, and I'll put my thinking cap on, and I will share with you my opinions on, I will have a full vlog ready. I was going to do just a portion, but I can do a full vlog on this because I got a lot to say and I watch a lot of shows. So, be ready for tomorrow for reality recap. It's not going to be all glitz and glam. It's going to be some hardcore stuff, like old school stuff that I don't really watch anymore, but Deadliest Catch, used to love that. Little preview, Deadliest Catch, even Saved by the Bell. I will touch on everything about how I think, how I feel, what the characters mean to me, what they've done for me in my life. Obviously Sex and the City, we'll go there. We'll go everywhere tomorrow. We'll go on a little journey through movie and TV, and I will let you know what I think, and I will see you tomorrow on Valentine's Day, February 14th.